comparing myself to you. Sometimes I feel like I overdo. Sometimes I feel like I'm over you. Thinking and I feel like I have no clue. Singing the moods. Sometimes I act a fool. Singing and in a choma sana. Sometimes do not sana. Sometimes I act too cool. Singing and you act a fool. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, consistency, consistent, consistent, day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently. Anxiety, naanza tabia za self-sabotage. Naanza tabia za overjudge. Naanza kujifungia, naanza kujikazia. Mwenzio nafunga hisia. Sometimes I feel so blue. Sometimes I have no clue. Saa ingine unachoma sana. Sometimes tunakosana. Saa ingine ninapotea. Sometimes unanikosea. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, consistency, consistent, consistent, day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up.
Consistency by Muthoni, the drama queen, MDQ as we like to call her, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. I hope that you are doing fantastic on this Wednesday morning. My name is Wanyoike and I'm your host. This is Power Morning Drive Show on Power Radio. A little bit of some housekeeping. You remember you can get in touch with us on our social media platforms. We are across Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Power Radio. Go there, engage us, ask us questions. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and we will definitely be engaging you further on that. You can also catch this live broadcast of the Power Morning Drive Show that is on YouTube at Power Radio and also on our website. That is at www.power254.org/Power Radio. We are quite excited to be joining to have you join us and tune in onto our show today because we have just the packed lineup for you. We shall be talking about public participation later on into the show, but for now let's get into some music and I'll be right back with our newspaper review and some national news roundup. You want to keep it right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive. Some music, stay tuned.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
King Kaka. When you come to my city, ask who are running. Baby, come. You wanna meet the king and the queen. Phenomenal and Kaka Empire. We came here to school and to mentor ya. When we enter ya, we are running.
Okay.
Things don't run way.
Yo, handle Badale ebu uba kalesa. Mami tukutane ba esa. King na Fenani open bar. Au kujua pesa inaongea. Na tuko meeting Karura. Leo uta spread karumas. Tunazunguka kasa. Tao West natives kasa. When I'm fine, fine by me. We run things don't run we. Niko na mzinga, ebu kuom na waroro. Washoni ule jamu wa rozari za ogoro. Wasiwori nina place waneza doro. Pia na mapesa, waneza boro. When I'm fine, fine by we. We run things don't run we.
When you come to my city, ask who are running. Baby, come, you wanna meet the king and the queen. Phenomenal and kaka empire. We came here to school and to mentor ya. When we enter ya, we are running. Things don't run way.
Kuna giza, basi washa kitu. Waraso mengia na fena kitu. Umasha kitu sahi, naona giza. Afishi my friend tuishe Ibiza. Chelewa mzinga isha kalas. Uli expect na tuko na jalas. King utembeanga na rende. Kaishiki rende togende. When I'm fine, fine by me. We run things don't run we. Niko na mzinga, ebu kuom na waroro. Washoni ule jamu wa rozari za ogoro. Wasiwori nina place waneza doro. Pia na mapesa waneza boro. When I'm fine by me. We run things don't run we.
When you come to my city, ask who are running. Baby, come, you wanna meet the king and the queen. Phenomenal and kaka empire. We came here to school and to mentor ya. When we enter ya, we are running. Things don't run way. Heshimu malkia, kneel and bow down. Wengine wanajita king bila crown, wako down. King kaka, they mad over you. Vile una run town.
Niko na mzinga, ebu kuom na waroro. Washoni ule jamu wa rozari za ogoro. Yani King Kaga na Phenomena. Ini kubwa.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Your kind of music, all day, all night. Right here on your only station, Power Radio.
This program is indeed important for us. This program is indeed important.
The future is
for us
urbanizing.
because the future is greatly urbanizing. Our cities are urbanizing.
50,
By I think 2050, 65% of the world's population is going to be in cities. In Nairobi, for instance, we'll have 10.5 million people in this capital city by the year 2050. We need to think hard about how we future-proof our cities. I think the challenges that we've seen in recent days in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of housing, in terms of the drainage systems, tell us that there's need to plan for that future today. And we really want to thank the World Bank for the support that they've been offering our country in looking at our municipalities. Now,
Kaja. He was speaking yesterday at the official launch of the Kenya Urban Support Program. My name is Wanyoike, and this is the Power Morning Drive Show. And I'm not alone in studio. I am joined by our very own Mr. James Kamau. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm very well.
Uko salama?
Niko fiti kabisa.
Huku naona kuna jua angalau baridi haijawapiga sana.
Yes, at least we are thanking God for that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, today
Yeah.
at least the weather is not as chilly as it
Yeah.
has been for some time.
For quite some time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the rains zimekuwa mingi sana.
Yeah.
I think first we need to send our condolences
Yes.
to over 240
Yes.
families who have lost
240.
their lives
Yeah.
because of the rains.
Yes.
And over 200,000 people being displaced.
Yes.
I mean, this is just havoc.
It's quite
We need to send
uh,
our condolences to the family, friends,
Yes.
of especially those who lost their lives. And we actually say for
Yeah.
the rest of the citizens, if they feel that they are not in safe grounds,
Yeah.
please move.
Yeah,
You don't
move.
know about these rains.
I mean, it's not just easily. It's not as easy as just telling them people to move, but we are saying that to those that can move, yeah,
Yes.
please make sure that you do everything that you can to assess the higher lands, yeah. Yeah, so we can just get into the day's conversation. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media platforms. That is on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Power Radio. And you can also catch this live broadcast on www.power254.org/power radio. Or also you can catch us live on YouTube. Yes, we are live right now. By the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is at Power Radio. Subscribe, like, comment, share, all the things. Do all the things. And we will be sure to give you exclusive, entertaining, and educative content. Now, let's embark on our news roundup. We had Mr. Johnson Sakaja, the governor of Nairobi. He was speaking at the official launch of KUSPS, as they like to call it, or the Kenya Urban Support Program that is funded by the World Bank. Yesterday, they were meeting at State House, Nairobi, and so the World Bank gave the Kenyan government some good money. That is $350 million US dollars. That translates into 46 billion Kenyan shillings. And so, for those that do not know what KUSPS is, or the Kenya Urban Support Program, it is a World Bank funded project whose objective is to establish and strengthen urban institutions, I beg your pardon, to deliver improved infrastructure and services in participating counties in Kenya. The program, so as you had the governor Sakaja saying it. So, I mean, looking at this program comes in at a very timely time, because one, we are dealing with the havoc of infrastructural neglect. Yes. You are seeing houses being demolished. You're seeing floods have just ravished over informal settlements in this country. Because why? Infrastructural neglect. And so I don't know what you make of this whole situation. Do you think that, first of all, Kenyans, our leadership, our duty bearers, are going to ensure that they utilize this money? I know President Ruto was able to give his remarks and speech yesterday, and he said that indeed partnerships like this are what we need as a country. But we live in Africa. Let's be honest. Corruption and embezzlement of public funds is something that has always plagued most African nations. But I want to hear what you make of this situation.
I would say that it's actually timely, because current the population of Nairobi is over 5.5 million.
And they say that is by day.
Yes.
So
Actually,
at night we have other people.
5.5 million.
Yeah.
In 1950, the population of Nairobi was 137.
Wow.
137,000 in 1950.
Wow.
Currently, it's 5.5.
Right.
During the day.
Million.
So.
Yeah. And it's about to double, because we've just had
Yes.
Mr. Sakaja saying that it's going to be 10 million.
Yes. So
Yeah.
When you talk about that population, we can't even underestimate the importance of planning in Nairobi.
Yes.
Because if we don't plan properly, then at the end of the day, we'll always have problems.
Yes.
I can actually say the problems which we're having right now and witnessing, the issues of flood, the issues of garbage, is about lack of proper planning.
That's true.
Lack of proper planning.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
my even call to action would be, if we had a population of 137,000 in 1950,
Yes.
currently we are 5.5 million people, and we are talking about the same resources as we were in 1950. What is the duty bearers doing or have been doing along the way so that they improve some of the infrastructures and also they improve the city? So I would actually call into action on the funds which they received.
Yeah.
You see, they received quite a chunk of funds
Yeah.
that will be used to improve the cities.
Yeah.
But the bigger question is, will these funds be
Utilized
in the right manner?
Yes.
That's a bigger question.
That's the bigger
and that's
question.
why our today's discussion is quite timely because we need to make sure as citizens that we push and ensure that that money which the Nairobi County and even other counties have been given to improve our city which we live in.
Yes.
Yeah, not other guys live in.
Yes.
Because if we don't, if we don't take action, those floods, they'll meet us. The issues of drainage, they'll come and meet us.
Yeah.
So it's upon us as citizens to push and also to push the duty bearers, to push the government so that fund is utilized in the best manner possible.
It's going to be an interesting thing to watch. So let's keep an eye on that. Of course, we as the media, our role is to come and ensure that we give you information and right information at that on how this developmental programs are affecting the livelihoods of Kenyans. And quite interesting things that came out of the discussion from yesterday. I was watching the live proceedings of the launch live, and they kept saying things like, cities are industrializing fast and it's about creating sustainable cities. And I'm like, you cannot create sustainable cities for people that support human lives, yet you are in the same category also overdeveloping. Because what we are seeing, yes, skyscrapers are great and they are coming up each and every time. But for a city like Nairobi, you have to consider that it's the most people who get affected by this even overdevelopment, because there's something like that, is the people who do not have access to factors of production, things like land, social amenities, exactly, schools. So I hope that, obviously the World Bank has shown that at least they are coming in to partner with us, and we welcome the Kenyan government's efforts to ensure that they source for partnerships that help push push forward this country in the way that it should go.
Absolutely, because our challenge has been governance.
Financing,
Governance is the big issue.
It is.
So when we put the money in the right places, then at the end of the day, we're going to get the value for that money.
Yeah.
Yes.
People first. All right, moving on to another story here that caught my attention. Yesterday, the government deregistered over 700 fraudulent employment agencies. Now, according to Citizen News, the government says that it has in the past year registered more than 700 employment agents who have been duping Kenyans on the promise of securing them jobs abroad. The State Department for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Principal Secretary Roslyn Njogu cautioned Kenyans seeking jobs in other countries to ensure the agents they work with are registered by the National Employment Authority. And she goes on to say that only work with agents licensed by the National Employment Authority. Do not work with travel agents and others calling themselves agents, yet they are not. These are sentiments. I mean, of course, in Kenya, we have a big unemployment issue. It's a known fact. Most Kenya, we are chucking out a lot of, graduates into the market, but where do they go? Where do they go? So that's why people are opting to go into these other countries to at least look for greener pastures because of our employment issues here. And of course, you have heard of the many issues that plague, for example, workers that work in the United Arab Emirates, those Arabian countries. It has not quite the best rep when it comes to, how should say, exported labor from Africa in African countries. Yeah, so is the government standing on business?
You see, the sad thing is, you educate your kids all the way to university, and then after finishing university, you do a fundraising because there is no job around, and then these fake employment agencies,
yes,
they say they have secured a job for for your child, maybe at Qatar or Saudi Arabia or whichever other country.
Yeah.
But you see, they end up getting all your money, which you have, done a lot of fundraising, and then, they run away with the money.
Yeah.
I mean, this is absolutely sad, and it's happening. It's
Yeah.
happening in the country.
Yes.
So I think, you see, the first thing which we're going to ask ourselves is who registered those agencies in the first place? It's the same government, and here they are coming to tell us they're deregistering the agencies again. Again, how will these citizens know that these are fake agencies? What mechanism
Yes.
is the government taking into place?
That's right.
So that the citizens can know that this and this is a fake agencies. I think one of the things which the government need to do is to publish all those fake agencies and also, come out in a civic education or civic, strategy style,
Yes.
so that the citizens can be able to know those fake agencies.
Yeah.
Because there are so many and they're duping Kenyans, their hard-earned cash
Yes.
in the name of giving them jobs abroad. Remember what President said? And it's also sad, instead of creating job here in Kenya,
Yes.
because the president was elected because he said, nyinyi hustlers tutawapatia kazi, but what? There was a U-turn.
There
And he
was a
said,
U-turn, yeah.
tunawatafutia kazi wapi?
Yeah, huko, nje. Yes,
Nje.
yeah.
But tunawatafutia kazi through who? These fake agencies.
Yes.
Fake employment agencies.
And it's also
It is sad.
it's quite
so
sad.
the government
yeah.
need to be very clear on those agencies
Yeah.
so that the citizens can be able to
Yes.
know them, so that they're not duped.
And it's not even about employment, yeah. We're talking about underemployment as well. And it's not just about the money that you're getting. What are the working conditions of these people that you're going to hire outside for work? Are their human rights and dignities as people, not just as workers, but as people upheld? So I do want to take and hold to account. People, our international labor laws as well, because that's where they lay under. You cannot tell me that you want to see that people are sustaining their livelihoods, yet the ways that they should sustain their livelihoods are at the very stake, and their lives are also at the very stake because of the working conditions. So let's wait and see whether deregistering the agencies is a sustainable way to ensure that we at least regulate how this labor market is run. Yes, but if it's not going to work, then we opt out and see what is going to happen from that. Yeah.
And absolutely, it can be called, currently it can be called human trafficking.
Yes, it is a form of modern. They call it modern day slavery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just because people have signed up and you give people no choice. You give them no choice. And I do not know whichever country has grown by sending people outside. Look at countries that do well. It's the countries who ensure that people first, their people first, and ensure that wameangalia Mkenya wao, mwananchi wao, and ensure that even the conditions of the people that they're living that are living in these countries are up to standard. So let's see. I could get quite we can spend the whole day here talking about such things, but on to our international news roundup. So, Mr. Vladimir Zelensky, he's the president of Ukraine. So there has been some. So I'm just going to read something here from CNN. Ukraine has detained 2 security officials allegedly involved in a Russian plot to assassinate President Vladimir Zelensky, and so they were caught. They were caught by the FBI trying to plot the assassination of the Ukrainian leader. He has since he got into leadership. He has not quite seen a stable office. And so my question here is, democracy is the way that we handle democracy. I mean, in Africa, it's like it does not protect leaders from such things, because we've seen over and over and over again that leaders get themselves entangled into assassination plots, and I don't know why.
It is actually sad because there's so many things which are happening in the world, and especially in Africa here.
Yeah.
And they're happening as a result of the war between Ukraine and
Russia. Yeah.
And therefore, when you hear that some citizens in Ukraine are, planning to kill their president, and the way this guy has, led, the fight against Russia, then there's a big problem in not only in the developing world, but also in other, Europe countries. And I believe this president is an actor.
Yeah, he used to. Yes,
he was an actor.
He was an actor. Then
And
he was an
also
activist as well.
An actor, a human rights
Defender, yes. Which I would understand why.
and a comedian too.
And a comedian. Well, that's not funny. People trying to kill you, that's not comedy. I don't know, it's not funny. But there's so much to be said about Ukraine and Russia right now, as we have our problems in Kenya, please. Yes, so because of that, we are going to go into some musical break. Remember, this is Power Radio. I'm your host, Anne Wanyoike. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. Get in touch with us on our social media platforms across some, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Power Radio. Yes, engage us. We want to hear where you're listening or tuning in from. Let us know. And also, you can get in touch with us on you can stream live on our YouTube channel, that is at Power Radio, and also on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. Let's get into some music. And when we come back, today we shall be discussing about the role of the citizens in public participation. What does it have to do with you? What are the steps to public participation? What has it got to do with you as a Kenyan, wherever you are watching and listening from? You want to find out, so stick around, stay tuned. We will see you on the other side of the musical break. This is Power Radio.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
South C, South B, 111, 23, West D, can't get me, nah, don't need, nah, manani, baby. Ain't no city like my city, oh, no, no, no. Nairobi, they can do it like we do it in the 254. Nairobi, my hustler, now my damn supu, kawangare, buru buru. I love my city, oh yes I do. Nairobi.
25 flow, we on a wave, can mix za dem akufu bila na bounce kwa hii track. Ukipenda hala chuchu, jiwe, mayoyo, hey, we got the nunu, I'm in love with my city. Boss, I'm going kuku, hey, hini ya madem wale ukulenga mtaani. Mkikutana Nairobi, wana wave kwa mbali. Luku ni ya wadhi, utadhani Tamford. Saya kinenge, shika mavanga Sanford. Hey, niko idha mapararira kanganya. Big up my hustlers, wanao tamak. My foreigners, wale, makwa wamehama. Machoko shwale jiji, kwa pia ni mama. I'm keeping it real, keeping it local. I'm so raw, original flow though. And Nairobi, ay. It's magic when I'm on the mic, mzee, ay. Woo.
Ain't no city like my city, oh no, no, no. Nairobi, they can do it like we do it in the 254. Nairobi,
Gigi,
my hustler, now my damn supu,
Hey.
kawangare, buru buru. I love my city, oh yes I do.
Nairobi.
Madare, kileleshwa, embakase, Langata, Dagoret. Dangote, Kibera, Nakayole, Dandora, Nairobi, tuko rada, kauna bifa hopni ya Bama hitu ninatuleta pamoja, chama, tupate mitatu na zama, ama, eo ni kama, tumewateko Kampala na Jadaman, enai, tunaweza Robi, ai, tunatesa, ata mayu wako yaman. Ain't no city like my city, oh no. Nairobi, they can do it like we do it in the 254. Nairobi,
Gigi,
my hustler, my damn supu. Now I'm ready to buru. I love my city, oh yes I do. Nairobi,
Gigi,
my hustler, my damn supu. Now I'm ready to buru. I love my city, oh yes I do.
Nairobi, tumelock it kibobo, kadunga mosquito, sio shocky things bobo. Lock it kibobo, no shocky things bobo.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Granny boss. I locos music, yeah. And I boy.
She said she want this, she said she want that. Told her give me love, she said baby stop that. She said she gotta go, told her baby come back. Give me that thing where you gave me last night.
She said she want this, she said she want that. Told her give me love, she said baby stop that. She said she gotta go, told her baby come back. Give me that thing where you gave me last night. You're my African girl, I wanna beat on the African drums on you. I'm your African guy, I can shoot all these faces who spy on you. You're my African girl, let me beat on these African drums on you. I'm your African guy, need to kill how my fissy who spy on you. Cause baby girl, you're my formula, a formula. Basile on a formula, formula. Baby girl, you're my formula, a formula. Basile on a formula, a formula. Oh baby, me the answer. Ooh yeah, baby I'm the answer. Oh baby, me the answer. Ooh yeah, I'm the answer. Where you wind your waist, baby turn around, let me see your face. No, when you say my name, and I boy make me lose my brain. You know you take me higher. We only pajoto, fire. I'ma sing for you, choir. You're my one and desire. You're my African girl, I wanna beat on the African drums on you. I'm your African guy, I can shoot all these faces who spy on you. You're my African girl, let me beat on these African drums on you. I'm your African guy, need to kill how my fissy who spy on you. Cause baby girl, you're my formula, a formula. Basile on a formula, formula. Baby girl, you're my formula, a formula. Basile on a formula, a formula. Oh baby, me the answer. Ooh yeah, baby I'm the answer. Oh baby, me the answer. Ooh yeah, I'm the answer. You're my African girl, can I beat on them African drums on you? I'm your African guy, need to shoot on my fissy who spy on you.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Yes, that is Naiboy with his song Formula, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive. My name is Wanyoike, and I'm not alone in studio. I am joined by our very own James Kamau. Uko sawa, uko fiti?
Niko salama
Uko salama salmini.
Ndio.
Yes, as always, you can get in touch with us on our social media platforms, that is on Twitter, on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Power Radio. Let us know where you're tuning in from. You can also get this live broadcast on our YouTube channel at Power Radio. You can also get the live stream on our website, that is at www.power254.org/Power Radio. Now, because today is Wednesday, and you know, right here, kama ilivyo kawaida yetu, we have Retai Wednesdays. And for those who do not know what Retai Wednesdays is, Retai is first of all an acronym that means rights, inclusion, transparency for accountable institutions. It's a project that we are currently implementing across 3 counties. That is county of Nairobi, Nakuru, and Kajiado. And we are supported by our partners, Uraia. Yes, and so today, because of that, so Retire Wednesdays is an avenue, or it's our show that we get to discuss some of the things that we are teaching, Kenyans through the project. And for today, we shall be discussing about public participation. As a Kenyan citizen, what is your role in public participation? You want to find out what exactly your role is as a citizen. What does the Constitution say about public participation? So that the next time there is a flood in the area that you're in, you are an empowered citizen. You understand before you go and hold your duty bearers accountable, you're coming from not just an assumption base, but you'll come from a place of information. You will come from an empowered place. You will come from a place of knowledge. And so to help us unpack the role of citizens in public participation, Mr. James Kamau will first of all let us know how the Retire project has been doing since its flagship in October last year. So we are shy of 8 months in implementation. Yes, Mr. Kamau, you can let the people know how are the things on ground? How are the things on ground?
Thank you so much, Anne.
Yeah.
Actually, you've said it right. The project Retire, which is right inclusion and transparency for accountable institution. We're implementing the project together with in partnership with Uraia, Haki Yetu, Friends of Lake Turkana, Muslim Women Advancement of Rights and Protection Organization, and of course, Office of the Ombudsman, or what we call a Commission of Administrative Justice.
Yes.
The project is supported by Norwegian Aid, that is NORAD, and for Power 254, we're implementing the project in 3 counties.
3 counties,
Yes.
as I mentioned.
We started the project late last year, and we have gone quite, great strides. The first thing which we did, we were able to give the capacity or train the community members in the 3 counties.
Yes.
And we gave them training on public finance management. We also gave the training on access to information and social accountability. And after the training, we were able to make sure that we follow up the community members in the respective wards so that they are able to conduct or engage the duty bearers on issues which pertains their specific wards.
Wow.
So far, we have seen some,
tremendous
good
growth,
especially on issues where the community themselves were not aware that it is their right to hold, the duty bearers into account.
Yes.
So we have seen them going to public participation forums. We have seen an increase in the numbers within the areas because as we educate them as TOTs within their specific wards, one of their key things is for them to cascade the training to the communities. And by cascading the training into communities, we have seen an increase in the numbers of people who have been actively participating in some of the issues within their communities, in some of the projects within their community. Remember, our topical issue today is about our role as citizens. The very first thing is about us understanding that it is important for us to have knowledge on public participation.
That's right.
Because when you have knowledge in public participation, we will be able to know when, how,
who,
and who to engage.
That's right. And before because that's my very first question, like what is public participation for somebody who might not know? Public participation in nini? Let's first read what the Kenyan, to lay a context and the basis of our discussion today. The Constitution of Kenya gives a provision for public participation. According to Article 118 of the Kenyan Constitution, the 2010 Constitution, it says that Parliament shall conduct its business in an open manner and in sittings, and those of its committees shall be in public, and 2, facilitate public participation and involvement in the legislative and other businesses of Parliament and its committee. And then secondly, that Parliament has the mandate to not exclude the public or the media from any sitting or whatever matters of national importance. So you can see that even the law of the land gives provisions to how we should be able to engage in public participation. Now, Mr. James, for somebody who does not understand, what is this public participation? What am I participating in?
Thank you, Anna. The very first article of the Constitution, that is Article 1.
Yes.
It talks about sovereignty of the people. That is the supremacy of the Constitution and how we as citizens and public participation become the pillar of the Constitution. And that is to say, Anne, that the Constitution gives a lot of power to the people. Yeah, it gives a lot of power to the people, and right from the national government and to the county government. So I would say public participation is an aspect of citizens participating in the decision making of the issues either at the ward level, at the county level, at the national level. In other words, ningetaka kusema ya kwamba public participation ni ile hali ya wananchi kuweza kujumuika kwa ama kuweza kuwekwa katikati katika hali ama kwa yale mambo ama development project ambazo zinafanyika katika area yao. Kwa hivyo hii ni kusema ya kwamba katiba inapatia nguvu wananchi kuweza kukua katikati ya zile project ambazo zinafanyika katika area yao. Lakini hiyo inafanyika kweli? Hilo ni swali ambalo sisi wengi lazima tuulizane. Is it happening in our country that we as citizens who have been given power by the Constitution to make sure that we participate actively in the decision making of our issues? Currently we are having floods.
Yes.
And we are having so many other issues happening within our country. Are we at the center of all this? Are we participating in asking questions to the duty bearers?
Yeah.
Those are questions which we
big questions.
Really want to ask ourselves.
Yeah.
Other than the duty bearers every time coming and telling us it's this and this is happening, and we are not questioning about those issues. And we have seen that the constitutions inatupatia nguvu ya kuuliza. So public participation is putting the citizens at the center of everything. Remember, that's what the Constitution talk about.
Yes. Wow. So when we talk about centering citizens at this at the center at like putting citizens at the center of everything, then there has to be avenues, like the right avenues into how we can plug in as citizens. So what are the right avenues for public participations? How do we get involved as the public?
One way which as citizens we get involved
Yes.
is by as citizens participating in public forum. Let me ask you, Anne.
Yes.
When is the last time you participated in a public forum
Yes.
in your area?
Wow. Does church count? I go to church. It's a public forum, isn't it?
Hiyo ni mambo ya
Ya
kanisa.
kiroho.
Mambo ya kiroho na mambo ya
Na mambo ya dunia. Hii mambo ya dunia ni to separate.
Tusiziweke pamoja.
Tusiziweke pamoja.
Haziwezi changanyikana.
You've gone the anti-establishmentarianism way.
You see, the very first thing is about we as citizens participating in the public forums. And you know, some of these public forums, they are called they are called on by the county government for us to participate.
Yes.
But you know what?
What?
We never participate
We
in those
don't
forums.
show up.
When those public participation zinaitwa, we never follow up.
Yeah.
The second thing,
Yeah.
apart from participating in those forums, there's the aspect of writing memorandums. Yeah?
Yeah.
We do memorandums because of issues which we have seen that we can input on so that they bring changes to a certain issues which is happening. Let me give you an example. Currently, as we are implementing retype project,
Yes.
is what we call budget cycle. And a budget cycle, and I think that's a thing which we'll deal with it later.
Yeah. Maybe next week.
A budget cycle has a start and an end.
Yes.
About 2 months ago,
Yeah.
there was what we're calling County Physical Strategic Paper. County Physical Strategic Paper, or what we call CFSP, is what give the budget some ceilings. Yeah? In the county government, it's called CFSP. In the national government, it's called Budget Policy Statement. So at that particular time, we had community members go for public participation, especially in the different wards or in the different county which we work in. So when they go for those public participation, what they go with is a memorandum. So a memorandum is their input on those county physical strategic paper.
Yes.
Remember, after county physical strategic paper, we are going now onto the budget estimate.
Yes.
Unajua sasa tunaenda mambo ya kusomwa kwa bajeti.
Yes.
Yeah. So after now, the issue of memorandum is very, very, very key. And also there is the issues of petitions. We do petitions, especially on issues where you feel that we are not comfortable with as citizens. So you are free to do petitions, and also you are free to say that hii haiendi kwa hii njia. Tungependa iende kwa
Ile
njia ingine.
Yes.
Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you had it. Those are some of the avenues that you can get yourself involved in. So then a Kenyan sitting and listening to this conversation will be like, okay, but still I don't get it. Inanihusu nini? What are the purposes of public participation?
I think one thing which we are having, especially for Kenyans, is that there's that apathy and also ignorance on issues to do with public participation. Wakenya wengi, especially ukiangalia kwamba wakati last year, Wakenya wengi participated on finance bill. But what happened? Even after, inputting, even after, bringing forward their issues and their views, some of their views, and actually I would say 99% of the views of Kenyans were not even considered. Yeah? So wengi wao wanaona ya kwamba sisi tukienda kufanya participation inakuwa ni ngumu kwa issues kuwekwa na serikali.
Kweli.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's what we're calling apathy, and again that's what we're calling ignorance of the Kenyan population. But let me tell you, Kenyans, public participation is very key, because some of the duty bearers wangetaka you guys musi participate into the issues which are happening within our country. And they would want you not to participate so that they pass their budget allocation, so that they pass what you guys you don't want, and they pass it in their interest. Remember, public participation, it gives you power. It empowers you.
Yes.
It helps you to be at the center of the decision making within a country. Remember, this public participation, it assists you to have the inclusion aspect of nature. It assists even the people living with a disability, even the marginalized community. Yeah? So the moment we shy away from doing that, then we are shying away from development within our areas. I've seen and I've heard many people saying that they don't want to participate in what is happening within our country. They do it. That's saying wrong. Because when you don't participate, when you don't even go to those forums,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah.
When you don't, participate, or you don't participate by asking your members of county assembly question on issues which is happening within your ward. Remember, the role of those people whom we elected is three: is to represent us, is to make law, and to provide oversight. That's the role of an ANC. So this role of representing us, hata wewe ungekuwa uko bunge, but you opted kufanya nini? Ku elect MCA, so that aende afanya nini? Akurepresent.
Yes.
So when you meet that person, you should be asking him or her the right questions in terms of what are they doing in terms of the development of the project within their area, within your area. And of course, the other thing which is also very, very key in public participation is that we have found that in many circumstances, again, the document that the county government and even the national government produce to the citizens, they are so bulk, they are so complicated, and therefore it becomes very difficult for the citizens to understand.
Yeah.
So our role as Power 254 is also to ensure that we are
make it as easy.
we are unpacking those documents and making them easier for our community members to understand, so that as they are going to do the public participation, they are doing it meaningful.
Yes.
But the question is, are we doing public participation in a meaningful manner? That's 100.
That was going to be my next question.
Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Absolutely no. Because we are having...
What are the challenges then?
We are having so many challenges, especially at the county and the national level. And one of the challenges is what I've said.
Yes.
I've talked about the complexity of those documentation. They are very complex. It's difficult for
the common mwananchi to comprehend.
Yes.
And even apply what they know.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Even in some areas and in many of the counties, if public participation is today, imagine many of the citizens get the document that
very day.
That very day in the forum.
Wow. That's limiting.
How can they interrogate that document? And after interrogating that document, how would they be able also to participate, meaningfully?
Yeah.
You see, that also is a big challenge.
Yes.
The other big challenge that we are having, and this is what we are addressing as Power 254, is the issue of access to information. Access to information is a big issue, because any time that the citizens want information especially on the budget process, or they want information on the county, and even national level, it is very difficult for them to get the information from the duty bearers.
Wow.
Yeah. And therefore, for Power 254,
Yeah.
we are trying actually to bridge that gap, even
Yeah.
by working very closely with the County of Administrative Justice, so that as the citizens lack information at the county level, we can bridge the gap by also informing and sensitizing them
Yes.
on where they can get information. If any duty bearers does not, give them information, our role is to link them up
Yes.
with the Commission of Administrative Justice so that they can not only educate them, but also enforce the county government to, give them information. So
Wow.
there is that aspect of, lack of information at the county and at the national level.
Amazing. And when we come back, because I want to go on a short musical break, we shall also talk about the role of media in also propelling and promoting public participation, because also the business of media is information sharing. So yeah, keep it right here on Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Anne Wanyoike, and I am in studio joined by James Kamau, and we are talking and unpacking and dissecting all the ins and the outs of public participation as a Kenyan citizen. What is your role in public participation? Why does it matter for you to be involved in whatever your county or even at the national level is doing in terms of projects and programs that that have to do with the citizenry. So yeah, you want to keep it in touch with us here. You want to stick around for much more on that conversation. But for now, let's get some music. We'll be right back. Keep it locked on Power Radio.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Pia kama unapanda ma3 necessary noise. Boy, that Kenyan boy make me heart skip a bit like boy. The way he move on the dance floor, boy. He a original Kenyan boy. Yo, why rate the love child? Nazizi, the first lady. We make it hot. You know, we make it hot. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me? Namtaka Charlie wa Nairobi. Nikipanda 23 kwenye bus stop akinicheki secretly. Jamaa was so fly, yo karibu mini bleki. Akapanda ma3 karibu na mikaketi. Immediately sikungoja sikusleki, nikajidai excuse me unafegi. Got his attention, sasa poa mambo deadly. Ni aje chali, vipi unaitwa nani? Mi naitwa Naz na burundio mtaani. Where you going to? Unashuka upande gani? And if you don't mind, twende roundi mtaani. I like the way you smell, hiyo ni cologne gani? Umenibamba style nyingine deadly yani. Unapenda reggae, nina collection nyumbani. Tumefika kuja piga left hapa njiani. Pop some of that tuongee mambo flani. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me? Namtaka Charlie wa Nairobi. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me? Oh, tunataka mazi wa Nairobi. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me? Namtaka Charlie wa Nairobi. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me? Oh, tunataka mazi wa Nairobi. Like the way she want to hide among her friends, yeah. Beautiful little makeup on her face, yeah. Little shy but she brave when she tipsy. On the floor on her waist like she gypsy. Gucci dress kinda high above her knees. Slim figure like a model from Venice. She be manicured, you know that be has tease. Kinda smile that I believe you begging please. Not a man want to step up, you know them all afraid to walk up and feature her. Them want to know her name. See all a man, them want to get her and buy her what she drinking. To all of them she like a threat, you know she be me Kenyan girl. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me? Namtaka Charlie wa Nairobi. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me? Oh, tunataka mazi wa Nairobi. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me? Namtaka Charlie wa Nairobi. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me? Oh, tunataka mazi wa Nairobi. Boy, that Kenyan boy make me heart skip a bit like boy. The way he move on the dance floor, boy.
critical when she bring her body close. When she wind up her body like a snake. Look at her body like the figure number 8. Make all the man pan your place hesitate.
Boy, that Kenyan boy make me heart skip a bit like boy. The way him a move on the dance floor, boy. He a original Kenyan boy.
Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me?
Nampaka Charlie Wanyoike. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me?
Oh, tunataka manzi wa Nairobi. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me?
Nampaka Charlie Wanyoike. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me?
Oh, tunataka manzi wa Nairobi. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me?
Nampaka Charlie Wanyoike. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me?
Oh, tunataka manzi wa Nairobi. Kenyan girl, won't you come take a walk with me?
Nampaka Charlie Wanyoike. Kenyan boy, won't you come take a walk with me?
Oh, tunataka manzi wa Nairobi.
Yo, my threes are 2-3, West T, 2-3s are Jerry, Jerusana Outer, 46, Hali, Kileo Ngwaro, Mogaka, piga left hapo na kucheki, 44, kahawa na githurai, 10 tuko pamoja for life, 58, Buru, ongeza mahewa man, 33 Emba, number 11, South B, South C, Omosh, weka matuta, number 8, Kibich, 19, Komana, number 4, number 9, Isli, Khalif Mzima, Gitonga na Mwasa, see you, number 15, LGT, punguza mahewa, makarao wako kwa horizon, matriza dandoj, 110 up the river, asanteni kwa kumfikisha wire safe, one love, pia 125, 126, date represent tunakam, Magare North, Shuttle Massive, matri zote sijataja, tuko pamoja kama mama, mabeste, haha. Boy, that Kenyan boy, make me heart skip a bit like boy, the way him a move on the dance floor, boy, he a original Kenyan boy.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
All right, a Kenyan boy, Kenyan girl, right there by Waire, the love child, and Nazizi. Oh my God, those were my childhood jams. I don't know, James, whether you are jamming to Necessary Noise when they came out. East African Bashman Fire, nini.
Zilikuwa zinashika
Man.
Zinashika.
Wow. Those were good days in Kenyan music.
How old were you then?
Not to say that. How old was I?
Yes.
You know, it's rude to ask a woman
No, it's not.
her age.
Hizo zilikuwa zinasemwa kitambo.
Zilikuwa zinasemwa.
Yes. You should be proud.
I should be proud. I'm owning every number of my age. Yes, it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive. I'm your host, Anne Wanyoike, and I'm not alone in studio. I'm joined by Mr. James Kamau, our programs officer right here at Power 254. And we are continuing with our discussion for today. We are discussing about the importance and the role of public participation. As a citizen, you have a right to publicly participate. So how do you do that? What does it even mean for you as a Kenyan citizen to participate publicly? And so that is what we have been discussing now. In the first part of our discussion, we were talking about access to public information, and we identified some barriers and challenges of that could be a plague to public participation. So now we want to delve deeper into just unpack this information and access to information. And I cannot help myself but think as a media practitioner myself, the role of media in literally anything. We cannot leave out the media in this conversation of public participation. So what do you think the role of media is in ensuring that we promote the right practices, the best practices of public participation in active citizenry?
Thank you, Anne.
Yeah.
We just mentioned one of the gap of public participation is lack of information. That is a knowledge gap within the citizens.
Yes.
So media plays a very, very, very important role in ensuring that it educates, the public and the citizens on how, when, and when to participate.
And where.
And I would actually say that Power 254 and through the Power radio is fast in making sure that it is, playing that key role in educating and informing the communities on the different issues of public participation, on different issues of budget process.
Yes.
And we have done, so much for the last 6 months. And I know we have, done different episodes on budget process, on public finance management. We started the episode on the budget process. Right now, we did the first 5 episodes, and we have published the episode.
And you can catch that episode on our Power 254 YouTube channel. Hope you are subscribed.
Very well. So that is one of the key role, because by doing that, we are educating the citizens and the community, not only in the counties which we are working with, but also all the citizens, in Kenya. And we have made it, simple, because now they can access those information by a click in their what?
On their phone.
On their phone.
Yeah. But also just a click on their phone. You understand that maybe in the informal settlements, digital phone penetration is not a thing. Not many people have access to this kind of information. So then how do we bridge the gaps when we talk about even technologizing alone public information? Yes.
We are moving on to the next step of making sure not only that the information which we pass out there is easy to comprehend, especially to some of the citizens whom we are working with. Of course, we are working with some of the informal community, which probably, as we talk of intergenerational gap, they don't have phone.
Yes.
Or else
smartphones. Yeah.
Or else the level of them getting that information. And because they're saying that some of the information is,
complex.
Is complex,
Iko na
kizungu mingi. So we will try as much as possible to put and unpack that information in a way that they can be able to understand. Remember, we will doing different episodes because we started with the episode which is typically giving information. And, those episodes which are giving information, of course, they're done in English. But now we are moving on to the next level of doing episode at the community level.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Kiswahili.
In Kiswahili.
Yeah. So, or even vernacular, because I'm sure that's also going to be something to consider.
Probably in future.
Yeah.
Because our major issue is to do it meaningful.
Yes.
And when I talk about meaningful, we will do in a way that the community can be able to understand.
Benefit,
so that as they go out there, they are going to engage from a perspective
of knowledge.
Yes. Of information.
Yes.
I would also talk about another key role of the media. Apart from informing, it's supposed to educate us. It's supposed to give us information in real time. And of course, that's again the purpose of Power, radio.
Yes.
Power radio should be giving information in real time.
Yes.
What is happening within our county?
Yeah.
What is happening within our country?
Yes.
In real time. And of course, one of the things which also we are leveraging on, the aspect of using social media as a means of communication. Remember, for the social media, we should not only use social media kwa ati
sherehe,
ati sijui uko wapi, sijui
to show us the outfit of the day.
Sometimes that social media,
it's a tool.
Yeah,
it should be used as a tool.
Should be used.
Yes.
For education, and especially when some of the document, which is Part 254, have produced, the citizens should use that social media to ensure that also those information reach even to other people who don't have, who don't have that knowledge. Yeah. And that is very, very, very key.
Yes.
Moving on, we are also want to see that bigger picture of the media assisting us in conducting advocacy. Evidence-based advocacy.
What is evidence-based advocacy?
Evidence-based advocacy is conducting or doing campaign on issues from a point of information. And when I talk about doing it from a point of information, is to say that in many circumstances, we do issues behind when we don't have information. You would hear a person within a certain community saying that hii barabara haijatengenezwa kwa sababu our member of parliament labda alipata pesa akazitumia vibaya. Lakini the issue is that specific road does not belong or is not supposed to be done by the member of parliament. It is not the responsibility of the member of parliament to do that road. It is the responsibility of the county government to do the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for the citizen, he is talking from a point of lack of information. So for us, we are bridging the gap by saying that if you want to conduct an advocacy campaign, you conduct an advocacy campaign from a point of information. From a point of evidence, so that you have empirical data, you have a data saying that
supports your argument.
This road belong to the county government. This road imetengewa pesa through the budget.
Yes.
Na pesa the amount of money yenye imetengewa ni hii, na sasa haijatengenezwa kwa sababu pesa zimetumika kwa njia mbaya. You see, that is evidence.
Yes.
So if you are conducting an advocacy on that specific road, then at the end of the day, you have all the information which it takes to make sure that even if a question comes, you're able to answer it from a point of information. And that's what Pawa is doing. Pawa is going down there to educate, to give information to the community, so that as they're able to understand the role of the county government, the role of the national government, as they understand that, that information is, that information is brought to them in a way that they can also be able to understand and also sensitize others within their communities. Yes.
Wow. And, when we're talking about meaningful engagement when it comes to public participation, I think about meaningfulness in one way. Impact.
Yes.
What are some of the impact stories that you have been able to see where community members have come together, they have organized themselves, they have actively participated, not only in forums, but also gone the further step of holding their leaders accountable, and something has come out of it? Like, do you have any practical impact stories that you might want to share with our audiences that have emanated from citizens taking up the mantle of public participation?
I have quite a bit some stories.
Yes.
And even before I talk about some of those stories, I think it's key for you to realize that as a country, we don't have a public participation policy. And the best thing, Power 254, with a group of CSOs network, we participated in doing a memorandum on the public participation policy.
Okay.
And that public participation policy memorandum was sent to the clerk of the National Assembly. So we are hoping that our issues and our views would be considered in the policy itself.
How long ago was this?
About 3 or 4 months. Okay. So I think it's a work in progress. Yeah, it's a work in progress, and we are hoping that that thing will be followed up.
Yeah.
Again, there is a challenge also of lack of civic education strategy, because you cannot talk about public participation without talking about the civic education strategy,
Yeah.
or what we call the civic education framework or guidelines. Because kama policy hakuna
structure.
hakuna civic education strategy. And do you know what? It's the same thing which is happening in the counties.
Wow.
The same thing which is happening in the counties. At least we can say that in Nakuru we have public participation policy, but we don't have civic education strategy. Just recently, as a success story, the Kajiado County, it published county public participation policy, and I can say that the community members whom Power 254 has trained went and participated in giving their views on that public participation policy.
Yes.
We are waiting for the enactment at Kajiado. The same way we are waiting for the enactment of the public participation policy at the national level. Remember that public participation at the national level needs to be domesticated at the county level.
Yeah.
Yes. But in counties like Nakuru, we have seen good success story. Like for us, we have ensured for us to get a proper impact.
Yes.
It is important to work in collaboration with different stakeholders. And one of the key stakeholders are political elites. And those political elites include the member of county assembly. Because as I said, they provide oversight.
Yes.
As I said, they make law.
Yes.
Yes.
And the third thing?
They provide oversight.
Yes.
And they make law, and they represent us.
Those are the three
roles. Those are the three roles of
MCA.
An MCA or an MP.
Yes.
Hizi mambo zingine ati za kuifanya implementation, hizo ni mambo za the executives of the county government. And later we'll deal more on those issues. So for us, what we have done, we have tried to create what we call political goodwill with them.
Yes.
And the same thing, not only the members of the county assembly, we have also created a goodwill with the sub-county administrators and the ward administrators.
Yes.
Remember, sub-county and ward administrators, they are like, in quotes, employees of the governor or of the county government. So our sasa tunasemanga au ni macho ya governor at the ward level.
Yes.
So we have tried to make sure that we create rapport with them.
Yes.
And one of the success story which I can share from Nakuru, like in a county called Biashara Ward, we can see the MCA from Biashara Ward is working very closely with the community members who have been trained by Power 254 to a level of they are meeting and prioritizing on the project. They are budgeting on the project together. And now the community members have taken the lead role in following those projects to ensure the projects are completed, and not only are completed, but are completed in the right manner. So currently, what they are doing is to monitor those projects.
Got it.
Yeah? Sometimes it's very difficult for duty bearers, MCAs, sub-county administrators to give information to the citizens on the project which is being implemented in the ground. But we can find that through the knowledge which the Power 254 has given to Biashara, ward community members, they can now follow, the project in a manner that is, best suited to them. Again, there's a case also of Ngong and Ololua, where also they are following very keenly. They stopped a demonstration, which was, they stopped a land which was being, grabbed, a forest land which was being, grabbed.
At the threat of being grabbed, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And even they demolished a wall in that forest. Yeah? Why? Because they have been empowered. Why? Because they really want to participate in the in the activities which are happening within their area. Yeah, and that's why he's saying if the citizens are given information, if the citizens are empowered, then they become active. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we are finding so many issues which are happening within Kiamaiko and Githurai. Yeah. Recently, they were pushing on a land for social amenity, which was grabbed.
Yes.
And this is work in progress.
Yeah.
Remember, those are some of the issues which the citizens could not even touch. But because of the information and because of the community goodwill, which we are trying as much as possible to build within them and within the stakeholders which surround them, then they are able to follow them to the letter.
That's right.
Yes.
Wow. All right. Let's take a musical break. When we come back, we discuss how do we mainstream marginalized groups, the people living with disabilities, the PWDs. I'm also keen to hear about youth in the youth participation in this conversation, because young people sometimes, I know we are culprits of apathy of so many things, especially those that are important to us. But this is Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I am in studio joined by James Kamau, and we are continuing with a discussion on the role of citizens in public participation. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media platforms. If you have any questions, comments that you want to let us know where you're listening in also from, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter account is at Power Radio. Also catch this live broadcast on our YouTube channel, that is at Power Radio, and also on our website. You can stream live, www.power254.org/Power Radio. Now, let's get some music. It's 9:30 a.m. The date is 8th of May, 2025. When we come back, we discuss. 22. Did I say 22? Why am I in a? Why are you running? Why are you running, Anne? Yeah, all right. Before I get ahead of myself, let's jump into some music. We'll be right back. Keep it right here on Power Radio.
Power Radio. Power up.
Easy struggles are behind the scenes. Hey, yo, what's up? And Bacchus, I keep a line of scheme, and I would rewind it all if I had a time machine. A little extra when I'm in that zone. And right now, y'all rocking with who? South is all Baba Jones. And not the peak is where I aim for. Hey, you already know.
Success is poisonous. So many people keep hating on us. Open your eyes to the backstabbers. Open your ears to the backbiters. So Jah guide us fully than the amatatu. Tukachezwa kwa matatu. Ona leo tunachorwa kwa matatu. Damu jasho na machozi tu mwanangu. Uliza kiatu. I've been on the grind. So much to do, so little time. I'm only trying to get what's mine before nifike finish line. And I'm having a good time. I hope I get to see you again. Hope I get to see you again when the lifeline. I hope I get to see you again. Hope I get to see you again, you know. They never know the story of us before the glory. I do it all again. I wish we could rewind. I wish we could rewind it. Rewind.
To the times slowly hustle the top back in the day.
I wish we could rewind it.
After before she took you in my style, before the fame, I would do it all again.
Rewind selector, my fans wanasema mouthful so sweet na wanashindwa tukutema. Then inabidi tukumbeza matema chungu tukiwa sifu tu mahera, cause they can never let us go. So inabidi to explore a situation to before he get toxic. Hey, nahitaji my good vibes in my lifetime. You're my only hope, baby, you are my lifeline. Keep you in my zone in a me lifetime, and we can make it all the way. Cause they never know the story of us before the glory. And I do it all again. I wish we could rewind. Yeah, I wish
positive, this is something I will live to remember. Leonin I feel kabazanga. I'm thinking I'ma stay lit till December. Beside me is a shorty ready kuni kiss Nicky Sema. Kamela nin ngozi rangi chokolata. Mi hapo kando jicho nyanya like a bobo rasta. Amela happy leo sishiki moto faster na sijatoa tint. Hizi ni effects za kokobata. I remember doing shows, Bill of Bay. I swear it wasn't easy, but still I prayed. If we got tough fees, my boys while they picking J's. But now I got a bunch of kicks to give away. And bro, na siringi na mafano nipenda tani throw my shilingi. But leo nitatoa tao kama tati. Then later nitatoa trousers and a shati. I can even walk naked, Missy Jolly Kwani. What's that to proof gonna jump fuko wiko hali gani? Me, I'm just living my life and I'm hoping we can rewind it so we're living it twice. Oh shit.
And they never know the story of us before the glory. And I do it all again. I wish we could rewind. And they never know the story of us before the glory. And I do it all again. I wish we could rewind.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Imeweza na kakienda basi enda na imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain wamlambez kauli imenisha kwa champez na imewacha kuwa siri ndio maana na bachain na machingri na squeeze hata ukikam na sansesi shikiki na deli niko biz na mabig fish wa jiji macheku sainiwa di kalamu ziandiki mawenki bao kuzibeba ni tizi na kaka ni sa empty hakuna kasisi baadaye niko rienya ma drinks na mayengs banaye niko dings dona nikibleki 10 sai siko right side itabidi nime left chupori venye ziko brother ni kazi imeweza na kakienda basi enda na imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain mina machampes tuna pop ma champagne hadi mama ploti ana call ma sanse aki dani ni magat shot za bunde nani squeeze tumekafunga tukatupaki ndio maana miudunga kamsumari na kitu imebaki ni kumea tu kitambi jundani ya wolenje nina kambi ya ganji na squeeze sina rende nina ganya wafuasi imeweza na kakienda basi enda na imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain mini kama dread after nywele shaggy baby better and improve making power moves daily sikuizi siwezi lose chance niko rada deadly na kama movie ya Roma siwezi kosa pepe perienga then icheze kami na kamna my yanks na my drinks acha bashi bank speaker ya ma 3 wakiteta kiako there wambie call police imeweza na kakienda basi enda na imeweza na ukibebwa basi bebwa nayo kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain kitu safi ende chain chain mali safi ende chain chain
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Kama imeweza. Yes, that is Chris Kaiga, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive. I'm your host, Anne Wanyoike. Yes, we were just having a good time off camera, off the air here. Yes, Kate decided to give us a life of the party moment right here. And I am joined in studio by our very own James Kamau, and we have been discussing the ins and outs of public participation what is your role as a Kenyan citizen in public participation? We have already talked about what the Kenyan Constitution says about public participation. We've talked about, the access to information and whether it's a barrier or the importance of public access to information when it comes to empowering the citizenry in a bid to ensure that they are getting well acquainted in these processes of public participation as far as governance and social and political accountability is concerned. And now, Mr. Kamau, we want to delve a little bit into something called inclusion and diversity. I keep saying that I'm very tired of hearing these buzzwords, yet when it comes to the actual application of them, it's as if we are amnesiac. So my immediate thought when I hear about public participation, I think about marginalized communities. I think about marginalized groups of people. Those are, for example, the people living with disabilities or the PWDs. I also think about the youth, and this whole challenge of the youth being very apathetic to things of national of matters of national importance. So all this to ask, how do we mainstream the public participation when it comes to marginalized groups of people? Yeah.
Thank you, Anne. And I can actually say that marginalization is more on
exclusion.
Yes, exclusion. And I can say that there's a group of people who have all along being excluded in not only the social and economic development of our country, but also on political issues.
Yes.
And one of that group is people living with disability. They have been marginalized. They have been excluded.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, the youth also have been excluded in social, political, and even economic activities.
Yes.
And it is paramount, and it is actually seen, especially within our country, that exclusion is even beyond. Yeah, and in many circumstances, you will find that the people living with disability, in many circumstances, they are not even called during public participation forums. Yeah, and even when they participate, the language is not friendly for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I talk about the language, you will find that those PWDs who are physically challenged, sometimes you will find that public participation is being done in like in third floor. And in places where there's no ramp, you know, so they cannot access those places.
Yes.
So that means for them to participate is a problem.
Yes.
Again, you'll find that some of them, they're deaf.
Yes.
They're blind.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The county government and even the national government does not have mechanism to ensure that there is inclusion for them to participate effectively and
like
meaningfully.
Maybe sign language interpreters?
Yes, like sign language interpretation and also providing some other amenities in some of those,
facilities and
spaces.
Yes.
It is the same case that you find that there's also the excluded in the development. Even like you go to a hospital, a person living with disability cannot access that hospital.
That's true.
It is sad.
Yeah.
You go to many offices, even here in Nairobi, you'll find that a person living with a disability, especially physical, and physical is what you can see. Yeah? Physical challenged people, they cannot access those places.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
The avenues for them to participate, both at the local, at the county, at the national level, they're also, not there. So what the organization is doing, Power 254 is doing, is trying as much as possible to ensure that it include PWDs. And what we have done in Kajiado, we have ensured that in many of the forums which is happening, that we involve people who who can't hear. And therefore, we get the services of sign language interpreters. And let me tell you, the success point of that has been that those people have been able to air their views to the duty bearers.
Yes.
Yeah. And they have been they have aired their views on the aspect of them being excluded in the development agendas of the country, in the social development and economic agendas.
Yeah.
And you see the result of that. We might not see the result now, but the county government of Kajiado, and we're moving also to other, county government of Nakuru and also in Nairobi. The trickle-in effect is that they, at the long run, the county government has been able to understand that these people also have a right to be included in making sure that they also have the cake. Yeah. We're also calling many people, especially CSOs, partners.
Yes.
And more important, the community members at the local level, especially those who have PWDs, to come together so that they have a strong voice. Because when they have a strong voice, they can, the duty bearers can listen to them effectively and easily. And this is a step toward the right direction to make sure that they are included. Not only are we working very closely with the PWDs in the different areas within the project, but we're also working very closely with the youth. Let me tell you the challenge which we have found with the young people. Nyinyi mayouth.
Sisi mayouth.
Nyinyi mayouth.
Tumefikiwa.
Hamutaki kwenda kujihusisha kwa mambo ambayo inawahusu.
Lakini tunatafuta do manzi.
Sasa hiyo
tunasaka do.
Wacheni niwaambie. The moment hamutaki kujihusisha na yale mambo inawahusu. Remember, kutoka ukuje hapa kwa studio asubuhi. Si ati unarudi young. You are growing
older.
You are growing older.
Yes.
Vitu zitafika mahali ziku overtake.
Yeah.
Do you know why we are finding ourselves the way we are right now? Is because some guys didn't do the right thing na huko nyuma.
Oh, yes.
So, sisi kama young people, youthful. There is young people.
There is young and youthful. Wewe uko katika kategori gani?
Mimi nikijangalia hivyo wasikilizaji, mimi niko youthful.
Wewe ni youthful, all right?
Sisi kama youthful, we need to do things more now. We need to participate more now on issues which are happening within our counties. Because if we don't do it now, in the next 2, 3, 4 years, things are gonna be more rough, more tough. And tutakuwa tunasema afadhali ningefanya jambo ile wakati. Let me tell you the challenge which we have been, getting at a county level is nyinyi kama vijana mkiitwa kwa public participation, mnasema kitu ya kwanza mnauliza kama kuna token.
Kuna pesa.
Kuna pesa. Pesa iko.
Tuma fare.
Sasa kama hakuna pesa, wewe uendi. Na labda ile policy ambayo ilikuwa inadiskasiwa ni policy ambayo ni ya kusaidia vijana. Maybe it's an economic policy. Maybe it's a social inclusion policy. Maybe it's a healthy issue. Sasa wakati ambapo wewe uendi, umefanya wale ambao wameitana kama ni MCAs ama kama ni national government wapitishe kitu ambayo haujakubaliana nayo. Lakini ikipitishwa bado unaanza kufanya nini? Unaanza kucomplain. Na ni wewe haukufanya nini? Ni wewe haukuenda. So sisi tunajaribu kuambia kwamba nyinyi kama vijana kueni katika kipao mbele katika kuhakikisha ya kwamba mnajua ni nini inafanyika katika area zenyu na not only katika area zenyu kuparticipate. Kwa sababu the more you don't participate, the more you will always keep complaining about issues that are happening. And something which I've liked about when we talk about again gender inclusion, I've liked about how women are taking this role.
Yes.
During the project implementation, we have taken an aspect of 50-50 when it comes to the issues of gender role. but tunafurahia sana kwa sababu mara nyingi tunaona wanawake wamekuja katika kipao mbele katika kuhakikisha ya kwamba wanaenda kuair their views na they are airing their views effectively. Yeah, in many of our community forums and even in many of the public participation unaenda unapata nani ndio wako wengi?
Women.
Makofi. So I think women are coming up. They are getting empowered more and they're participating more than even the other gender. So now it become the it become the opposite. So right now we should also be involved more in ensuring that this boy child also get
something like they get in participate
more. But of course, for us we are including the youth, we're including the people with the disability,
the octogenarians.
We are of course by bridging the
gaps.
We are the older generations, and also we are involving the women in the implementation of the project, and this is across board. Yes.
Wow. So we've gone to a public participation forum and then it has been termed as successful.
Yes.
What are the markers of a successful public forum or public participation forum? What should we look out for? What next?
What we should look out for, the very first thing is that when you go to a public participation, you need to have information.
Okay. First things first. Baseline.
The very first thing is information.
Yeah.
And I talked about the challenge of public participation inaitangwa na ikiitwa information inakujia hapo that single day. That's a problem which we're having in the country, and that's what we're trying to address in the project. Tungetaka wakati ambapo mwananchi anaenda kufanya public participation, kitu ya kwanza akuwe ajue anaenda kufanya public participation ya nini.
Yes.
Ni ya budget process, ni ya finance bill, ni ya county physical strategic paper. So hiyo information akuwe nayo na akuwe ameinterrogate hiyo document
beforehand.
Very good.
Yes.
So wakati ambapo anaenda pale anaenda kupatiana views, either like what we said, by the word of mouth. That is number one. Second, anaweza andika memorandum na aipatiane. Sawa? The third thing, for it to be meaningful, ni ya kwamba kuna that aspect of a follow up. Kuhakikisha ya kwamba zile mambo ambazo amesema imewekwa katika that specific document which is being done public participation. Sawa?
Yes.
So therefore it become meaningful.
Yeah.
The fourth thing which is also very key is the aspect of provision of feedback. Do we really have feedback in Kenya? Do we really have feedback within the county?
Proper systems for feedback.
Feedback ni kusema ya kwamba unapatiwa feedback kuambia ya kwamba wewe Ann, you participated on this public participation forum on the budget process na hizi ndio zile vitu zako zenye ulisema na hii tumeiweka, hii hatujaiweka na hatujaiweka hii kwa sababu ya ABCD. Do we really find that?
No.
We never find that within our country. So
That's
therefore,
right.
Sometimes we don't rate them as success because there is no feedback.
Yes.
Citizens are never given feedback.
Yes.
And then there is another thing which is inatusumbua sana ni rubber stamping of the information.
Yeah.
You go to many counties, the public participation is more on rubber stamping.
Yep.
So we are addressing all those challenges, but we cannot underestimate the importance of the citizens being at the center of the public participation, because the citizens are the key. Tuliongea ya kwamba constitution give the power to the citizens.
That's true.
And everything within the constitution is geared toward public participation. So it is either we participate, and you know there are so many cases zenye zinafanyika kwa sababu parliament ikipitisha kitu ama county assembly ikipitisha kitu, do you know uko na right ya kwenda to the court na kusema ya kwamba hii kitu haiku undergo public participation.
Yes, we read the
Yes.
Constitution of Kenya,
Of course.
Article 118. By law,
Yes.
it's required.
So in many circumstances they are doing what we are calling rubber stamping, because they know if they don't do that, sisi tutaenda kotini as citizens. But we are entitled to do that.
Yes.
And therefore we are entitled to make sure that we participate actively in the public affairs of our country. If we don't do that, we are failing.
Wow.
Let's not have apathy.
Yes.
Let's not ignore on issues, but let's be at the forefront of ensuring that we participate effectively.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to just bring you up to speed to this episode of special episodes of Retire Wednesdays has been brought to you proudly by Uraya Trust. Thank you so much to our partners, Uraya Trust, under the Norwegian Embassy, for ensuring that we get to bridge this gap, this very discussion that we are having here, being the bridge between the community when it comes to public access to information, and of course to all our other partners. We have Fold.
Yes. Friends of Lake Turkana, Haki Africa. Yes, we have Raya, Maps.
Yes. Thank you also to them for doing this amazing, the Lord's work, if you ask me. Yes, for doing for taking the bull by its horns and ensuring that the Kenyans are at the center of our operations here. Now we have almost come to the end of the show. Yes, and we have been discussing about the role of citizens in public participation. And now, Mr. James, as we wrap up the show, I would love for you to give us a clarion call. One, to the Kenyans who are listening to this episode, who are listening to this show, but also to the duty bearers, because again, it will always be public participation. How I look at it, it's at the intersection between the public and the duty bearers. So, what is your clarion call for these two groups of people in how we move our country forward from this discussion?
The first issue would definitely go to the citizens.
Yes.
And when you talk about citizens, about me and you, it's also about the community members whom we are working with in the 3 counties and also in other counties that are in Kenya, that you have a right to make sure that you actively and meaningfully participate in the affairs of your country, in the affairs of your country. Remember, this right is entrenched in the Constitution. So you have a right. The moment you are shy away in participating, you are shying away in development.
Yes.
You are shying away, and you are making sure that you will definitely be excluded in political issues, in social issues, and in economic issues.
Yes.
So as a citizens, make sure that when there is a public participation being called upon, just participate.
Yeah.
And the next thing would be, right now, what is coming next is the budget. Yeah.
All eyes on the budget.
Ni mambo ya budget.
Yes.
And we will be interrogating budget in the subsequent episodes.
Yes.
Please, angalieni hizo public participations of budget.
Yes.
And then kwa hizo forum as citizens. Because the moment you don't go and participate in the budget, bado after budget ikisha somo, utaanza kucomplain, utaanza kusema you are not included.
Maisha imepanda.
Ati sijui nini, na wewe haukufanya nini?
You didn't play your part.
It is always good for you to play your part. And then usemange, nili participate, lakini my issues haikusikika.
Yes.
So guys, participate.
Awesome.
As the duty bearers who are listening, please ensure that you give the citizen a platform which is a conducive platform and a platform which the citizens can be able to get feedback. Remember, if they don't get feedback, it's going to be a problem. Again, you as duty bearers, you are there to represent us. Represent us in the best possible manner.
Yes.
You are there to provide oversight.
Yes.
Please, usipore mali ya wananchi. Provide oversight. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hii mambo ya kupora mali ya wananchi, remember, utapora, alafu kidogo, EACC itakufikia na baadaye pia sisi wananchi kwa sababu tuko na nguvu pia tunaweza fanya nini? Tunaweza kungoa hapo.
Yes.
Represent as well.
Yes.
Provide oversight to to us in the right manner.
Yes.
And more importantly, make laws which are key na laws which
serve the
even
people.
New you can see.
Yeah.
Ukitoka kwa katika hiyo kiti utaangalia useme ya kwamba I made laws
for the good of the public.
Zinatusaidia.
Yeah.
But what is happening within our leaders,
Yeah.
some of our leaders,
Yeah.
there are leaders who are doing very well, lakini wengine wanakazwa sana.
Yeah.
Tafadhali, let's do what is right for the purpose of making sure that our country become better, not only to us, but to the future generation.
Amazing. Wow. That's all the time we had for you for today's show. This has been Power Morning Drive Show. I have been your host, Wanyoike. From me and the team here, thank you so much, Mr. James Kamau, for coming on and educating the Kenyans. Remember, we do this each and every Wednesday. You can catch us next Wednesday for another in interactive and educative episode of our Retire Wednesdays show. But from me, Anne Wanyoike, and everybody who has enabled the broadcast of this show, we would love to give our special thanks to you all. Keep engaging us, on our social media platforms at Power Radio across all platforms, and also at 11 a.m. She Talks will be here. Muthoni Gitau will be bringing us She Talks, and so you do want to catch her at 11 a.m. as she talks about the nice cities that she always talks about. But from me, Anne Wanyoike, it's adios for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Barua toka Jaramogi na Kenyatta, wanauliza kama Kenya kuko sawa. Nikawajibu Kenya tuko na disaster, watoto wetu wanazidi kuzikana. Na Tomboya ameshika tama, alituacha kama angali kijana. Je, angekuwa mambo yangekuwa sawa? Ndivyo walivyopanga Maulana. Deni mulizoacha bado tunalipa, na tumekopa zingine China. Tukajenga reli pia barabara, zilizobaki watu wakasanya. So tujiangalie, tuko pabaya leo kuliko jana. Sikio la kufa halisikii dawa. Tuko kwa Twitter tunajibizana. Tujiangalie bane, tuko pabaya leo kuliko jana. Tusipoziba ufa tutajenga kuta. Tusake zetu tungali vijana.
Waumini kwa matrina, pasi kwa bima, kushoto fungu la 10 sadaka kulia. Ndio maana mbele ya kanisa mheshimiwa anakula sakramenti kabla ya raia. Siku za mwisho zimeshawadia, na revelation inatuambia hii generation inachoma picha. Ni generation yetu, so tujiangalie. Tuko pabaya leo kuliko jana. Sikio la kufa halisikii dawa. Tuko kwa Twitter tunajibizana. Tujiangalie. Tuko pabaya leo kuliko jana. Tusipoziba ufa tutajenga kuta. Tusake zetu tungali vijana.
Mishuki alisema tufungeni mikanda. Ona leo twavuna tulichopanda. Kura zetu zilitugawanya, makabila na pesa pia tulimanga. So when you make your bed, usingizi gani tumelala? Tutajua tujui, Vision 2030 tabaki ni story. tujiangalie. Tuko babaya leo kuliko jana, sikio la kufa halisikii dawa. Tuko kwa Twitter tunajibizana, tujiangalie. Tuko babaya leo kuliko jana, tusipoziba ufa tutajenga kuta, tusake zetu tungali vijana.
Dosi aliniambianga freedom never comes for free. We vote tribe ama real cash, ask Boni. Tuna Roma lia mwezi ta JSU plus dogi. Wal mzima Twitter keotindo fast body. Ban pictures in Africa, black coffee and none. I'm richer than my neighbor but we're both in a slum. If the rich always win, why should the popular run? Unless democracy ni wants you say my only for fun. Na hii weekend tuko church, tunauza sura kabisa. Post ya haga wenda poa sana na caption ya scripture. Kayo ndo gospel pitisha bagi ya sadaka kwa club, yeah. Traffic madragu baindai, traffic mandai zina drag. Kwa maya mwizi ya memeki stories za shamba ame grab. Kono inahonga imevaa bracelet ya colors za flag, yeah.